up, everybody? Welcome to a little Thursday talky talk on my way to work. So, I just wanted to say this one particular thing, and then I'm gonna bid you adieu. Do not, and I repeat, do not change who you are so that it's easy for other people to digest it. I say this for those who, like myself, since childhood, have been super quiet, very, very shy, only really letting their personality come out to the people in which they trust, which a lot of that comes from betrayal or trauma as well. But I would always, even in yearbooks that I have to this very day, you're so quiet, like, people never really got to know the real me, which attributed to an insecurity that I have, that people wouldn't accept me, or that I had to fit a certain mold because I was around certain people, or that I really didn't trust them, or really think that they liked me, so I didn't allow myself to get close to them and let them in. But then on the other side of that, my family, my closest friends, they knew my goofy side, my joking side, my attitudinal side, if that's even a word, attitudinal, whatever. They knew that, they knew who I really was. And I struggled with that for so long, from high school friends to middle school friends to elementary school friends. It was like I was always the one, which I made a video about it, I believe. I was always the one that people could count on. I was always the one that was there for people, giving them whatever they wanted from me, but not necessarily realizing that I wasn't receiving that same energy. I was always around the quote unquote popular people, the more outgoing people, the more vocal people, the big super like never meet a stranger type personalities. And again, they were my best friends, they were my close friends, and we was together 24/7, or we hung 24/7. But at the end of the day, like, those people that knew them for their big, because they were very outgoing, they just looked at me kind of like shadows and all of those things. And it wasn't until I strengthened my relationship with Christ, it wasn't until I rededicated my life to Christ, that I realized that I am this way because he told me to be this way. And in order for me to allow people in, I have to be my authentic self. That is one of the reasons why I went through such a struggle trying to find out who I was, because I was so used to being different things for different people, and then wonder why I'm depleted of strength. I'm frustrated all the time. I get offended, or I defensive all the time. It was because it wasn't even really had anything to do with them. It had everything to do with me being mad at myself, that I'm not speaking up for myself. I'm not standing up for myself. I'm not being who I really am, because I'm seeing everybody do every single thing that I do, and I'm like, I can do that and probably do that 10 times better. But because of my insecurity, because of my self-esteem, because of how I valued myself and my self-worth, I didn't allow myself to be so open. And I think about this constantly, like, dang, if I would have been the Audrey that I was at home, at school, or in the public eye, I would have probably been one of the most not necessarily that I wasn't friendly, but one of the biggest personalities in that school, because I got it. Trust and believe, I got it. And some days, I back off, and I'm a recluse. I don't want to talk to nobody, or not. I don't want to talk to nobody. But then I'm like, I observe, like, who, do I need to speak into this, conversation, or do I just sit back and listen? But and it caused me to just reflect on some things, because I have been told by family members, I've been told by close friends, that I don't know how to shut up, that I tried to convince, I tried to be a spokesperson for this or that, I shove things down people's throats, especially when it comes to Christ. And I literally started to accept that, y'all. I literally started to accept that and feel like, well, dang, should I not speak up when I see that a friend is stumbling in their faith? Should I not speak up when I know that people are doing wrong and I see through the BS? Should I just allow people to just fall? Should I just allow people to do them? But at the end of the day, and then call myself a Christian. And as I do know boundaries to where it's not me who's trying to save people. I only leave that type of that control to God, because I'm not the Messiah. But like I said, I started to accept all of these labels, all of these things that people were saying, not realizing that, again, it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with the fact that people are not willing to see themselves in a different light, because they know they're so used to doing things in their own way. And again, as I rededicated myself to Christ, as I seek after Christ, as I do things that I fill my life with the Spirit and not with just things that I want to do in the flesh and all of that, I began to realize, like, no longer, and this is for somebody, like I said in the beginning of this video, no longer will I allow other people around me to, whether they're close to me or not, to put me in a box, to think that they know who I am because of what they see, as far as like, oh, you don't have no personality, or you're too quiet, or you're not gonna be interested in this, so I didn't ask you. Like, you're I'm not gonna allow people to tell me who I am, because I've allowed people to tell me who I am, and I received a lot of it, and had to second guess who God made me to be. I'm goofy on purpose. I'm loud at times on purpose. I randomly yell out stuff and sing songs all the time, make up stuff in my head all the time, because that's who God made me to be. I am a person that can see past the BS. I'm the person who calls a thing without feeling as though I have to come at you in a negative way. I do it because I love you, not because I want to hurt you or make you feel guilty or ashamed. I do it because that's also the teacher in me. That's me trying to help you to grow and to encourage. And I really, like I said, I started to accept it, and God had to be like, God had to tell me, do not adjust who you are to make people be able to easily digest you. You continue being the you that I created. You continue being the you that I've called you to be. And if nobody can accept that, then they're not supposed to be around you in the first place. Hello. And if nobody receives what you are saying, if they don't want to take it as your way of showing love, your way of showing that you care by correcting them when they're wrong, and they only take it as a negative thing, shake the dust off your feet and leave. Meaning, be at peace. Because, again, dimming your light so that other people can feel comfortable is not what we're called to do. We're called to stand out. We're called to be set apart. We're called to be the light. We're called to be who God created it to be. And it's not a person that hides. It's not a person that shrinks back. It's a person that lives authentically. It's a person that lives with confidence and with strength, knowing that it ain't about me, it's about Christ. It ain't about me, it's about sharing my testimony to reach other souls and bringing them to Christ. It's not about me trying to make it seem like I know it all. It's about me sharing wisdom and knowledge in hopes that you will understand it. So for anybody that feels like they have to shrink back, for anybody that feels like they have to shut up, for anybody that feels like they cannot be themselves because of what other people will or will not accept, think again. Be you, because that's who the authentic you is who God called you to be. And don't be ever let anybody make you feel sorry or shameful or guilty for being who you are. Live authentically, y'all. Peace.